Oh, do a little
check.
Little Mr. Checky.
Yeah.
Check-a-douchky.
Yeah. If I was Russian, I'd be Mr. Check Me Off.
Check me off.
Real hard would be my last name.
Check me off real hard?
That's totally going at the beginning of the show.
I know it is.
Nailed it.
Let's just make sure it's down. Beautiful. Well, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 39, I had to check, of the Grim 86 Freedom First podcast. You got two white guys tonight.
Sure. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
My name is Jamie.
You know, Jamie, life is like a box of statism. You always know what you're going to get. I'm Johnny Doe.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I had to change it a little bit there. But
No, I like that. I like
I
that.
had to make it my own twist.
Because it's like, you do always know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You're going to get a fucking bunch of regulation.
You're right.
You're going to get a bunch of legislation.
I just wrote that, too. So that was
You're going to get a bunch of, what else?
Oh, force.
Fucking taxation.
A boot on your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of bullshit that you don't want.
Yeah, status got a state, bro.
Not freedom.
Yeah.
That's
so
not
you
what we're about
always
here.
know what you're going to get, right? There's always that. You're always going to get taxed, and you're always going to get controlled.
Have you heard from?
Yeah. Fucking statists.
So, yeah, welcome. We just got done with our live stream. That was pretty fun.
That was actually pretty fun.
We had our friend Bo. Shout out to Bo.
Shout out to
sit-in.
Bo.
He
shout
doesn't know
out
how
to
to use
Corey.
Oh, shout out to Corey, yeah.
Valerie, Ian, Steven.
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
We had a ton of people actually watching that one.
That was a good one.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was fucking badass.
It was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
You know what I wish?
Zero
though?
planning, and it turned out fine.
You know what I wish though is I just wish that more people would like those assholes that come into our comments and they want to talk about like why we're wrong politically, but then none of you motherfuckers show up for the goddamn live stream where we can actually fucking defend ourselves.
Yeah,
in real
live,
time,
like you could actually talk, you know,
in fucking real time.
You have a status voice.
Yeah, it does. It just fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
You get these fucking anti-freedom fighters. Fuck them, dude. You know what I mean?
Anti-freedom fighters.
Fuck them.
Oh, we got the alcohol pause there.
We had to for a second.
That was awesome.
We had
synchronized
to.
drinking.
I'm drinking these.
Synchronized drinking is the new Olympic
seltzers,
sport, bro.
As they were.
If you didn't know.
I'm really good at it.
Yeah, I know. You're
I'm like,
you're gold medal.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Pretty sure I have the high score.
Yeah, they haven't even started the sport, and I already have a gold medal in it. Right?
Already got it. Platinum, as a matter of
Nailed
fact.
it. Yeah.
You can't even get a higher score than mine.
Right. And if you guys are watching us, thumbs us up. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Please.
Right?
Yeah, every little bit of publicity helps us, you guys. So even if you want to come on here and tell us that you hate our guts and that we're pieces of shit,
right?
Please do it.
Yeah.
We need to hear that kind of stuff.
We've been waiting
too,
for thumbs downs. Come on now.
Yeah, for fucking days, dude.
Actually, more the negative comments, and actually more of the live stream is what we really want to deal with that.
Kind of, right?
Yeah. That's actually because it's more real, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can thumbs down, put a comment at the bottom of the video, but if you're on the live stream, fuck it. Like,
let's talk some shit.
Let's talk some shit, bro.
Bitch.
Yeah. Bitch ass hoe.
Horse slut.
That's what we
bitch.
say in the streets, bro. Bitch ass hoe.
Streets.
Yep. Sure. Faux show.
All right, so the first topic.
Oh, hold up. Wait. Let's do a little bit of our social media real fast.
A little bit of
just real quick.
A little bit of capitalism.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
where you can find us.
If you guys don't know where to find us, we are on the Facebook, the Twitter, the YouTubes, the Instagram, SoundCloud, Pornhub, Patreon, and now coming at you from Spotify.
Yeah.
So if you guys have Spotify Premium, you can listen to us on the go. If you have Spotify free, you can listen to us when you are not on the go. When you're at home, you can load it up on your smart TV. You can load it up on your phone.
Yeah, when you're jerking it. Come on.
When you're jerking it, dude.
You can still watch porn and have the volume off. Or you could have the volume on and still hear us talking about freedom.
Like you do. You know what I mean?
You do what you do because you're about freedom. So I feel like that makes sense.
Check us out on fucking Spotify, dude.
That's what basically is what Jamie's saying. Yeah.
That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like, do you remember when you like You look up like bands and stuff that like people that you know that are like famous on Spotify, and now you can just hear me and Johnny talking on there too. Like, is that not crazy to you?
You know
is
what?
It not crazy
It
to you?
is pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy.
Like, you can go on there and you can listen to fucking Led Zeppelin and then Jamie and Johnny talking about the government.
Yeah, it just depends on how much you like freedom.
What the?
Right.
It's like, it's crazy to me that we're on the same fucking platform.
You're gonna get the non-biased version of freedom because it's like, it's all about.
Well,
freedom.
I mean, it's pretty biased. I don't.
Yeah, no, but of freedom is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Of freedom, yeah. No, yeah, it's biased as fuck compared to everything else. But freedom, we're gonna always try to say, hey, no state, no nothing, right?
Exactly.
Like, we're always gonna. At least one of us is gonna be on that level, right? Like we're gonna be like that 100%. Let's keep it free. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I don't like that you have to pay for fucking Spotify, but
Grim
it's free market though. So
on Spotify is #1.
Numero uno. Check that shit out.
Check it out.
Yeah, check us out on our various social medias.
Yeah.
That I just previously mentioned, and also if you want to get a sexy ass shirt like the one I'm wearing, go to shop.spreadshirt.com /
Is it weird that I'm hard as fuck right now?
Grim86. It'd be weirder if you weren't.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it.
Good fucking answer.
That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah, I feel like the freedom fighters that are watching episode 39 know that you get laid wearing that shirt.
So you get you get ultra laid.
Yeah. There's
two different kinds. Like
I'm turning away sex at this point.
Yeah, like I can't. Like I just ladies, you're gonna have to back off.
Chill.
Or you know, members of your respective sexual orientation, you're gonna have to just back off.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. You know, you can't take all comers at that point when you're wearing one of these bad.
Oh, they're all
boys.
coming, bro.
Yeah, tell you that much.
That's science.
Satisfied is a word I've been hearing a lot lately.
Ooh.
Hey-o.
Yeah, we'll take. Oh, hey, shit, he's getting violent over there.
Take it easy.
Hey, NAP, bro.
Take it easy. Let's all just take it easy.
Pump the brakes. Oh, fuck, bro. That's hilarious. All right. Now that we got our capitalism out of the way.
Which is necessary.
Yeah, now we get
to our first article.
Yeah, let's get science.
We're not going to get cake fartsy on you, although we'd like to. I would. I'm not going to speak for Johnny because I thought
I'm about all of that shit,
I
bro.
thought that shit was hilarious.
That shit's real.
Dude, everyone was so uncomfortable except for me and you.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
When we were podcasting that shit, it was, Dude. It was Chris, though, because Andy was the guest. That's right. So he knew what he was in for.
Yeah.
It was definitely Chris. Chris was uncomfortable as fuck.
But
Kenny, wait. So you were right, because Kenny on the next episode, number 6, he was like, "Yo, I can't leave you guys. I can't leave you guys unattended."
That's right.
And here we are, unattended.
Yeah, you fucking can't. He still
High five.
Yeah,
nailed it.
He still didn't fucking learn. Assholes.
It's all his fault. Yeah. So Kenny, what up? Shout out to Kenny. Shout
out to Aaron, boy Aaron.
Yeah,
missing it tonight too.
Yeah, exactly. Which we don't know. He's a MIA.
He was a no call, no show.
He's definitely he's still MIA. Check my phone right there. Yep.
We had to write him up for that one.
He's on the timeout seat in the bunker. Yeah. Instead of wearing a dunce cap, though, it's a little cooler. He gets a tactical helmet. He does get to carry the M4. However, there's no ammo.
The night visions are flipped down and they got tape over the front so you can't see anything.
Yeah, just kidding. He's like, oh, this is sweet. Oh.
Damn it. No batteries or something?
Fucked. Yeah, all right. So let's get to the pooping.
All right, so pooping.
So back onto the pooping.
Yeah, so back onto the pooping. Yeah. So, I mean, this is it right here. This
How
is
else do you intro to this, right?
I don't know.
Well, this is it.
There's not. I don't know a better segue.
So So there's this girl pooping on our screen here. So basically, in China, this mother went to the bathroom and she was gone for a while. Like they noticed like it was some time, so they came and checked on her, and she was constipated, and she pushed way too hard. Is basically what ended up happening because when she came out of the bathroom, she lost her last 10 years of memories.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah. So
this can't be true.
Yeah, it's in China, bro. I don't know. So basically, what ended up happening is they questioned her and whatever, and then she couldn't answer any of the things for 10 years, for the last 10 years. So then they took her to the hospital. They did scans on her and everything, and basically, that picture's gold, bro. So basically what ended up happening was they said, okay, like her memory started coming back to her. Well, because when she was straining so hard, the oxygen was like leaving her brain. So it fucked with her brain, like, it totally fucked her up. But it came back within a few hours,
This is
so what
dumb.
I'm saying is that is some crazy shit, bro.
That is some shit.
Yeah. That's basically what happened, but she regained all her memories.
Epic poop.
Yeah. Can you imagine that kind of shit, bro? Like, there had to be corn involved. Like, there had to be corn.
There had to be a lot of, like, foliage involved. There had to be
I've eaten a lot of Chinese food, and there's a lot of veggies involved, but, like, I don't feel like there was in this case. A lot of rice diet, maybe?
I don't know, man. They're just it's not a very starchy diet because all the noodles are
when it came out, it felt like pine cones. And then just passed out and then fucking woke up.
Oh my god.
Fucking yeah. It's like, where do we go from that?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So first of all,
Can you imagine this shit? That shit was so crazy. I lost my memory for the last 10 years, bro.
Fucking didn't know where I was.
I bet you that fucker, when it did come out, dude, it was like fucking Hiroshima on her ass with water. The water was just like bloop, like Major Neptune's kiss, bro. Like just bloop.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, it probably was not pleasant.
Yeah, the tide was rising in that toilet, bro.
They always say like some of the funniest things I've ever seen were like, name your last shit after a movie title. Or whatever, and people are like the Terminator,
like whatever the last movie you watched, kind of thing.
Just any movie, like any movie, because then you can make it even more hilarious.
Yeah.
Like think about the fucking Demolition Man,
the Rising Sun. I'm trying to think of like some obscure, like weird
some bullshit.
Shit. Yeah, that is some bullshit.
Oh my god.
Well, it's people shit, really. Chinese people shit.
It is Chinese people shit that we were just talking about.
But that's a gnarly fucking Neptune's kiss, bro.
What is a Neptune's kiss?
Oh, I explained this on the show to you before.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't
so
remember.
yeah, he was drinking. So it's when you poop in the toilet and it's like hits the fucking water, goes bloop, and then it shoots up and hits you in the butthole. So yeah, you get your little brown eye wet, and then you know that's a Neptune's kiss. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's science is what that is, actually.
I believe it. It's science and astronomy.
So you guys,
really,
what we're saying is you guys need to make sure you're watching your fucking fiber intake is what we're saying here. Like,
you don't want to blow out your asshole in 10 years of your life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't need the pink sock action happening, bro. Or some dropping. Looks like a fucking goddamn squid coming into your toilet there. You know, you need to you got to be careful. We want you freedom fighters to last. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't die on us.
Yeah, don't die.
For Christ's sake.
But you didn't die. Well, you could have in this situation.
Don't shit to death.
Yeah, add fiber. All right, so now we're going to move along, and we're going to, what do we have our next one?
Next one is the bomb shelter.
Yeah, this is going to be cool.
So go ahead and slide this over here. I really like the new monitor setup. I'm just going to fucking say that publicly.
You're welcome.
This is
Spend some time on it.
Dude, especially now that I made it so we can do...
Yeah, I didn't even know you could do that.
Oh,
so,
bro.
He has a so you guys know at home, he has a monitor here that he's working on normally. Here's his other monitor that we all watch for our videos, which used to be... You'd always see his...
Over the fuck there where I can't read it.
Yeah, you can never see it. And now he has another one that's up top, above everything. And yeah, it's ghetto rigged, but it works fucking good, right?
It's beautiful.
So he's got the 3 monitors. It's pretty cool. It's pretty neat.
Fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
So, are we gonna go ahead and watch this video?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So just scroll that.
Let me pop it up here real quick. There it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and full screen this bad boy. Why not spend doomsday in luxury? Let's go ahead and see what they have to say about this.
Oh yeah, it's just a video. So this bomb shelter is in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's under a house.
26 feet under a house.
26 feet.
It looked like it was outside there for a second.
Right? So it's buried 26 feet under the house. This bad boy has a waterfall, a pool.
A fountain.
Has a fountain. It has, what do you call it? The main house.
15,000 square feet.
So, yeah. So, the main house you're looking at is 15,000 square feet, and it has 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. And then the guest house is a 450, I think is what it was, square foot guest house. Oh, yep, there it is. So,
what the fuck?
Yeah. Nicer than most houses. Look at this shit. It's like a mini Playboy mansion right there.
Dude, in California, that guest house would be like $1,200 a month or some shit, or $2,000 a fucking month.
Oh, yeah, it'd be way more. Yeah, exactly. It'd be way more than that. But yeah,
that looks like it's outside. That's awesome.
So they also, it did say it right there. So they also had the
$18 million.
So all the lighting. Basically, what happens in this bunker? So if you're buried in this area, the zombie apocalypse or nuclear war or some shit, they mock the daylight. So basically, you have dusk, dawn, you have
saw
all that, and it's I didn't even see that whole video, but like that's what like that's cool as shit, right?
It really is.
You know what I mean?
So it doesn't fuck with your they call it the circadian rhythm,
right?
So
Yes.
like you know
what's when it's day and night and all that. And they have painted like murals of like forest and cities from far away. So it's like
it looks like
if you
there.
forget, like, so say you're locked in there for like a year or more or whatever, and now you still have like a visual reference, so you're not going goddamn crazy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's not a white wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
No, and that's kind of cool too, because like with the simulation of day and night or whatever, because that actually is what tells your body to produce like melatonin or serotonin.
Right. I've heard this before. Yes.
Yeah. So like you need when it's nighttime, your
when
body.
I was studying science,
sciences.
I learned this.
Hashtag sciences.
Sciences.
So like yeah. No, there's
continue.
I got a funny video to bring up about that afterwards.
Okay. All right. You were referencing something.
I was referencing.
All right, go
something.
for it. The serotonin.
So serotonin, melatonin, serotonin, whatever. They're like your body secretes one during the daytime, one during the nighttime. Melatonin being the one at nighttime helps you sleep more soundly and that sort of thing.
Melancholy when you're an emo.
That is different. But okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought that was science.
It is.
It is science. Okay.
But it's not melatonin.
Oh, okay.
It's not melancholy if you're emo.
Oh, it is kind of actually.
Well, I mean,
it is.
You're not wrong, I guess. It just means but it's not what I was saying.
Sure.
Whatever.
Sure. I was putting words in your
fucking
mouth.
fine.
Yeah.
I don't give a
All right,
shit.
sorry.
Oh,
I
Jesus
debunked
Christ.
the science part a little bit there.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
it was
fine. That's what
interesting
we
though.
do.
I was learning.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So
that's what we're all about here. Is learning though.
Bring this guy up real quick to make sure I got this thing going on here because I don't have anything for it yet. So what's our next thing? We have
can't see. Okay.
Fucking California. Goddamn
All
right.
All right. You got that one. Let's highlight that when you blow it up. So find that real quick. There's that one sentence.
Already gonna be fucking mad. Okay, so we got the fun shit out of the way, guys. Now we're gonna get into the fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, so we all know that there was a plan at one point for California to build a high-speed railroad.
Right, and they're still trying to push that forward.
They're still doing it, not as fast as we had hoped they would.
Well, not we, but I know what you mean.
People,
you mean the grand we?
Yeah, people.
Yeah.
All the while being paid for by money that is stolen from us. Okay, so like, if I was opted to optionally give money for this rail system,
totally different thing.
I would have probably.
Yeah, totally different.
Because I think it's awesome.
Sure.
But when you take it from me without my permission, that's when I have a fucking problem with it.
Right.
So now what's happening is because this. I'm just gonna pull the article up.
Let them see what we're talking about.
Because this fucking article.
The headline. Wait, go back to the headline just for 1 second. Just California sues feds for money, right, or for the rail money, right? So what that basically is saying is, statists are suing statists for stolen money, right? Okay, now continue.
Exactly what it fucking
Yeah.
means.
I just want to translate that.
Yeah. No, go down here.
Yeah.
The lawsuit follows the Federal Railroad Administration's accusation last week charging the California's Rail Authority, quote unquote, failed to make reasonable progress on the project. So
they're suing them over
So there's money that's already been associated with a project. It's already been taken out of whatever funding that you had for any of your other bullshit, and then we're gonna sue to get it back because you took it away.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You realize there are people that need to be paid with stolen money to argue that you get your fucking stolen money back. Do you not see how stupid this is?
It's insane. It's insanity, dude. And because they're not doing it fast enough, well, it's like it was a very ambitious project, right? Like I can agree. Yeah, everyone that's looked this up understands, and we've talked about it on the show, like at least 2 times, right? Other than this. But it's like it's a very ambitious program. They've already scaled the program back. Remember, they weren't even going as far as they were going to go. They cut it in like half, I think it was what it was, for the distance. Yeah, it was a different from the initial plan. And I know that they started this planning in 1993.
Oh, shit.
So let's put that in perspective.
Okay.
So you're suing over something that's taking too long to develop when this has been going on forever. So you guys already knew in the first place this is taking forever. What really this comes down to is Trump is saying, fuck you, I want my wall. and California's saying, fuck you, I don't want a wall. And that's really what this is ultimately coming down to.
It's trying to take that money and reallocate it for a wall.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't even know if it's reallocating it for the wall. What I think it is that you're not sponsoring or you're not like letting me put this wall in, so therefore, I'm gonna fuck you kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, so you're not playing ball with me on this issue, so on this issue, I'm gonna fuck you. Is basically what I read it to be. You know,
well, because to me, what it sounds like it's California. Like, so the feds are taking the money.
Yeah, no. So the feds told them initially like that they're going to pay this much money for this project, right?
Yeah.
So then what ends up happening is when Trump wanted to have the wall, but California's saying no, we're not playing that game.
Oh, so he's like,
now he's like,
oh,
guess what?
Then,
yes, that's
I got a wall.
That's the way I read into it. When
okay.
I read, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I like that.
So basically, we're saying once again, statists are suing statists over your stolen money. That's not freedom.
It's not fucking freedom, dude.
It's fucking bullshit. This whole plan is a joke. Me and Jamie both I think I'm speaking for him, but I think he'll agree. We both think that high-speed rail going as fast as it can, going from one side of our state to the other, is cool as shit.
Neat.
But why the fuck does it have to be a statist thing? It should be like a fucking private thing.
Where's Elon Musk in this shit?
Right.
Is what I want to fucking know.
Yeah.
Dude, Elon Musk is a fucking
Wasn't he
free market fucking gangster, dude. I don't give a fuck.
I agree.
Straight up.
Yeah. And he has that weird, crazy mad scientist.
Giving you fucking free broadband internet everywhere.
That's what he's trying.
Like, go fuck yourself. Like, dude, he's so legit.
Well,
dude.
he's developing, if I'm not mistaken, I might be. He's developing some kind of train system thing too.
So if he is,
okay.
If he is, it's going to be maglev technology.
I believe that is what it was.
So maglev is basically it's a train in a tube.
Yeah, it's
and
science
it's
in a tube.
Magnets.
Yes.
Yeah, it's science.
In
it's
a tube
science.
Yeah.
All right, which is my nickname for my penis.
Sure.
Tube science.
Yeah, sure.
That was my name in college.
That's a horrible nickname. I was like, bro, we got to work on that nickname. Yeah.
I was reaching for it.
Okay.
That was dumb.
Yeah. I was like, if that was real, because I wasn't sure if you were. I was like, yo, bro, we need to work on that shit, because that's not a good nickname, bro.
I like how.
Yeah, I got concerned for Jamie.
I like how your first, your initial thought to that is like, oh, bro, we got to work on that.
Yeah, of course, bro. You're my boy, right?
Genuinely concerned for me.
Yeah. That's how. So just so everyone at home
that's how
knows.
deep this love goes.
Sure, and that's how we are with the freedom fighters, right? Like, we're gonna make sure the freedom fighters are ready for battle, right? Like, and you can't be with a low self-confidence with a name like Science Small, whatever the hell it was.
Tube Science.
Smallsville or something.
Smallsville. Sure.
Whatever.
Didn't say that at all.
Yeah,
but okay, sure.
I mean, I heard it, but I mean.
Asshole.
Oh, this show is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I
dude.
feel like we're going to bump number 5 out of the way for this one.
Let me make sure.
Yeah.
So Aaron, he hasn't fucking replied.
No. Okay.
That's okay.
Alrighty.
So we have that. So fuck your statism.
Yeah.
High-speed rails be cool. I hope Elon Musk is coming out with a fucking maglev type of technology. Dude, there's so much much science.
Yes.
That is not geothermal technology, but we can't fucking get out of that because of the coal companies and because of the monopoly on our energy companies like PG&E.
Yep.
There's 2 other energy companies out there that are
in California.
small.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. They have the
PG&E
monopoly
has
on
a
it.
fucking monopoly, right?
And they're basically almost statist because they work hand in hand with them all the fucking time.
They not basically. They absolutely are, for sure. Yeah. Because you know that the only reason why PG&E every year gets to be the only fucking power company we have is because they pay for lobbyists, and those lobbyists then fucking vote for legislation, and there's all this swing and all this fucking
right. And then the corporation
bullshit.
angle that we talked about many times too, where it's that revolving door, and it all involves laws to protect them, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, you're right. It is a total statism.
So they are. And it's not a fucking free market, but if we had stuff like geothermal technology where we literally harness the power of Earth, the power of the fucking Earth, right? Or hydrodynamic stuff where we use wave currents and shit like that. There's
tidal
so
power.
Many. There's so wind. There's so much reusable solar power. God damn it! There's so much reusable energy on this fucking planet, but no, we still got to use PG&E.
Harness the power of Mother Nature. Woo! Yeah, a little Ric Flair in there, nature boy.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of shit out there,
right?
But guess what? There's no fucking money in it, so nobody wants to do it.
Yeah, we say cheddar on the streets.
Some cheddar.
Yeah, just so you know,
cheddar. I'm just saying, it just pisses me off that there's
Yeah. It just pisses me off because there's statism.
Statism, dude. It just makes me upset. You
know? Yeah. All right. Well, we got this other one that I wanted to talk about real
Johnny,
quick.
You want to talk about some more statism?
Oh, God damn it.
Right?
Which one are we doing? Oh.
This is the next one we had.
All right. Lead us in. Lead us in here.
This is going to be our first freedom topic today. All right?
Yeah.
We're out of the free talk, folks, and we're going to get right into the nitty-gritty. We're going to talk about our boy Papa Trump, all right? Who
Big Papa Trump.
Big Papa Trump.
That's a street name.
Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Fucking Mr.
Pro-gun.
Pro-gun.
Yeah.
Not going to come after our guns. Mr. Pro-Second Amendment.
Yep.
Back in 2016, before this fucker gets in office.
Right. Speaking in front of the NRA.
Speaking
in front of the NRA, talking about gun rights and how he loves guns.
Check this shit out.
So, basically, he's coming out because of the shooting that we had at Virginia Beach. That he's now saying that silencers he's going after. So all you statists at home that are watching this, that all came out, what was that, about maybe 3 months ago is when it all started with the bump stock thing. Like, really, I mean, it happened before that, but like that's
right.
when everyone started really talking about it.
Yeah, it was after the Vegas shooting.
Exactly, which was years ago, or a year ago, or it was a little over a year ago.
Right.
But like that's when like I noticed it like taking traction because the law was starting to take traction. And it passed, right? So they banned bump stocks.
Yep, you cannot have a bump stock anymore.
So all these statists that we know, we all know them. We rub elbows with them. We're in the same circles.
For sure, it
is
what it is.
They're telling us that the bump stock's a piece of shit. It's just the bump stock. He's not going after anything else. And I remember distinctly on one of our previous shows saying that, what's the difference? And probably actually multiple shows. Saying what's the difference when he comes after your freaking your collapsible stock, your high capacity magazines. And we're talking federal, not
high capacity.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all,
exactly. When I'm trying to use their language. Just so we get that clear, you know what I mean. And then they're going to come after silencer suppressors. They're going to come and I named a bunch of different things like, a sling, that's going to make it faster for you to do this, right?
Yep.
They can make any justification, whatever. We said that here on this podcast, I believe at least 2 times. And on just that one subject about bump stocks. And now here we are, fast forward, and now he's coming after silencers, which are probably really a suppressor, actually. But yeah.
Yeah, well, so
that's a different discussion.
Suppressor is the term for it. Okay, so I'm gonna make us bigger here for
Yeah. Well, they needed to see that for a second, but yeah.
I want to just say one thing on the science behind a suppressor. Okay, living in California, I have never actually heard a suppressor
in real life,
a real suppressor, which is a silencer. Okay, however, I do know from watching and reading and hearing doing research, right? Yeah. It is not as quiet as people think it.
Yeah, because we've seen it where they show the decibels for like safety hearing and stuff like that,
right?
And like what it is unrestricted, right? And then when you have it on there, they'll show you the decibel reading on like different shows
so
too.
You have to think too. Your electronic hearing protection, I rock the Howard Light Sport Impacts.
Oh yeah, those are
right
badass.
for
That's
sure.
what we all rock.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Maybe that's what we'll do on our next live stream for the
Ear Pro.
That should be it.
That would be a good one.
All right, go ahead.
I think it's 89 decibels is where they cut out, so that's a gunshot is louder than that. Now, from what I understand, from what I've read and heard and watched, you can fire a suppressed weapon and your Ear Pro they won't cut out. Because it's not a high enough decibel level to make them mute themselves. So just to kind of give you an idea, 89 decibels is fucking loud. Like if you've ever walked into, you've ever been to a show and it was a concert. And you walked out and your ears were ringing. Every time your ears ring, that is permanent hearing loss. That's what happens every single time. You fire a gun with no ear pro on, bing.
Yeah,
Immediately it happens. You get fucked in the ear. That is immediate. Permanent hearing loss, okay? So what you have to understand is that you can fire a suppressed weapon without Ear Pro if you want to. Literally what a suppressor was for, I mean, barring any fucking Black Ops fucking stealth bullshit, was like if you're on a ranch, your neighbor is not going to make you fucking so annoyed that you want to kill them because they're shooting their gun all day. That's real, and we're talking these guys are miles apart.
And it's weird
still.
the neighbor didn't even have a suppressor.
Well, yeah, fuck.
It's kind of weird.
But I just mean, like, we're talking these guys are already at least 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles apart. You still put a suppressor on your gun so you don't fucking annoy your
Now
neighbor.
they're not going to hear it. But that's because you have such a maybe a little, but maybe not at all.
Dude,
right?
I'm willing to bet that if you have a mile between you and you use a suppressor, you're still going to hear it.
Yeah.
You're still going to hear it.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
still
you said
fucking
3
loud.
miles, so I was like, yeah.
Well, I just mean, like,
yeah.
if you watch some of those videos, like, there'll be just like a guy with a cell phone and he's firing a suppressed video and it's like crack, crack, crack. You hear the fucking, as soon as it goes off, everything goes mute and then the mic slowly fucking catches back on because it was so loud.
Well, everyone's basing
that it fucking deafened
exactly,
the mic,
and they're all basing it off of like TV shows,
which is
or
not
movies, or
anything
whatever.
like that at all.
It's not.
You thinking that you can fucking
You can
shoot
look it up on YouTube, right? Like, so what we were saying, we did all these research and all that, whatever we through the years, right? Just look it up. Like, actually look at what the sound decibels are. Now, I know there's certain companies that actually strive to make these suppressors like below a certain decibel and all that.
quieter than others,
But
yeah,
that's not like that. I guarantee you, that's not what he was using.
for sure.
I guarantee you, because
He
we're
wasn't
talking
using like a silencer code.
We're,
or some
yeah,
shit
we're
like that,
talking
like a nice one.
Oh yeah, bro. And okay, so even if that is the case, so say even this guy did buy the best, quietest silencer. So what? Like, does that make anything different with this asshole that went out and shot innocent people in public? No, it doesn't change a goddamn fucking
He was
thing.
gonna do it regardless. Like,
Right.
Okay, so what my argument would be was, do you think the silencer aided him in getting more of those kills than he would have without it?
Nope.
Fucking no way.
No.
As soon as the first one went off, everyone's like, the fuck was that?
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah.
you knew something was up as soon as the first one went off. It wasn't like it's just some guy just standing next to you and they just slumped over and they're dead.
So say
for
we're
no reason.
So say we're in this huge nightclub and a guy comes in with a silencer and it actually or suppressor, either or, and it does bring it down below the music level and it's hard to fucking like hear it. Does that change anything? Not really. Not really. I don't think it does. I mean, like, so what? Like, it doesn't change a goddamn thing in my opinion. Like, I don't see where people get all worked up about, oh, it's quiet, so it's more lethal. Like, so even if it did
so
do
was a knife, asshole.
that's more quiet.
What the fuck?
Right. So, like, what the fuck? I don't understand why that isn't even an issue in anyone's mind. I don't understand that at all.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
That's so fucking dumb.
And so now on the good side about having a suppressor, right? Like, it does keep it down below that decibel to hurt your fucking ears and shit. So also, like, so that's a good thing. Like, you're going target shooting now. You don't have to have your pro. You still could wear it, right? You still could wear it. You're fucking running your gun, doing your thing. What if someone breaks into your house? Well, anyone that's ever gone to an indoor range and shot a fucking gun and actually have heard it without, I have heard it without
I've
your
never,
pro.
I've never.
Bro, it is nuts.
No, I won't.
I did.
would
I
never.
took them off like that. No, and
Just
it
to
was
get yourself,
nuts.
just to give yourself one, basically.
Bro, your head is fucking shaking, bro.
I feel like a lot of people who don't know a whole lot about guns don't realize how loud guns are.
Oh, yeah.
I was out at a buddy's place. We're out on his fucking land, and we're fucking plugging down range. I have my ears off, sitting on top of my head,
Right.
and I'm fucking loading up a 9. He fucking pulls out his 4.5, his little one that he
Oh,
uses for
shit.
concealed carry,
Yeah.
and he fucking starts plugging them down range. He's got his ear pro on. He fucking goes thump, thump, a couple of them off, and I'm like, bro, what
Yeah.
the fuck? He goes,
Yeah.
come on, man, it's just
You
a
gotta
45.
yell going hot.
He just goes, come on, man, it's just 45.
Yeah.
Thump, thump, a couple
Yeah.
more, and I'm like, bro, like, it's one of those things where it's so fucking loud that I'm 20 feet away from him, and I'm fucking pushing rounds into a fucking mag, and every time it fires, I involuntarily flinch. I can't stop it.
Yeah.
I was like, be ready for it, and like fucking every single time it would just make me fucking flinch. And
Right.
it's so fucking loud. You
Yeah.
don't understand how loud a goddamn gun is. And then you're talking like a rifle or something like that, like our 223s, our 5.56s, even fucking louder because they're going that much faster. A 45 is technically
Depending
one
on
of the
barrel
quieter,
length, of course.
one of the quieter
Yeah.
ones because it is actually a subsonic round.
Right.
9 mil and up, they're all supersonic. They all actually break the sound barrier. So not only do you get the bang from the powder,
You get that crack.
but you get the crack from the
Yeah.
projectile breaking the fucking
Yeah, where the
sound barrier.
45 is more of a thud kind of.
It's a thump,
Yeah,
dude.
it's a
total
cool little.
thump,
Yeah,
man.
it's a cool
You
little.
feel it in
round.
your chest.
Yeah.
Feel it in your
Yeah.
chest.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You get that torque. You know what I mean? It has that thump. I like it. I haven't got to shoot 45 as much as I'd like, but yeah, I have a lot.
Same.
Yeah.
It's
It's a fun round to shoot.
I like the 45. I like the 9. I do not like the 40, but I fired one 40 that I liked, and it was actually an M&P
Oh shit.
It was the not the MP9. It's an M&P 9, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
But they chambered in a 40. Because the M&P Shield, there's an M&P SV. I think it was called an MNP9, not the MP9. That's
I feel like they
submachine
make
gun.
it confusing on purpose, so you just want to buy them all.
Probably. That's a good.
It's a market strategy.
Smith & Wesson, you're doing a fucking bang-up job.
No pun intended. With the bang-up job.
I intended it.
Okay.
No, I didn't. I'm not that clever.
Okay.
I didn't.
I added that in there.
You made it funny.
That's why I noticed it.
That was damn it.
I noticed the stupid Johnny joke in your own dialogue.
I'm not a comedic genius like you are.
Oh, yeah, that's highly debatable. Oh, shit. Yeah, so I mean, like, okay, and so then the next step is, okay, so, yeah, even though we said they're not as quiet, right? Like, they're definitely not as quiet as people make them out to be in the media and whatnot, right? Or popular folklore.
So before we even go any further, not to mention how much fucking bigger that makes your gun.
Oh, I was going to talk about that earlier, and I forgot. I'm so glad that you brought that up. So it's way easier for someone in a crowded situation to gain access to that person's weapon. Because now you have a bigger target. Because I thought of that earlier.
It might be hot or whatever.
Sure,
how
but
many rounds
in that situation, it don't matter.
You don't give a fuck,
you're grabbing
right?
it and getting the fuck out of their hand,
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, so you're now taking away the concealability, and you're also gaining access with more real estate to purchase, right? Like, you can grab it.
You know what it is, though? It's a lot of the fucking Hollywood bullshit. Everyone always sees the thug. They fucking pull it out. They pull out the silencer, and they fucking
always
screw it on. No one's looking, and they're like, peep, 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 peep. You're like, oh,
no,
get the fuck out of
no.
here.
It's more like, that's it right there.
Well, and like I've
and then you hear the shell, ding, ding.
Yeah, ting,
yeah,
ting.
yeah.
I've even read like Tom Clancy books or whatever. They say like the 9mm, the MP5 was so quiet that like all you heard was the fucking bolt articulating, and I'm like, no, it's not how it is at all.
I mean, if that was a thing, that would be a whole nother level of shit, bro. And I would be like, where do I get that?
So my old man has had this fucking snake shot that he puts through his 22.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It has all the little BBs in it.
Well, so that's the thing.
Oh, it's a 22,
you would think
though.
that it's a 22. It doesn't actually have the.
Because I've seen the 357 version of it.
I have two.
It's got all the BBs.
It's not it's not the shotgun load, but it's a low powder load, and he runs this shit through his gun, and it sounds like a fucking.
So a subsonic round, right?
It's a subsonic round.
Okay, yeah. I've heard those.
Sounds like a pellet gun. You get the crack, but you get the crack.
So this is a
gun.
true story, straight up. I was somewhere in California. And we were hanging out on
Arizona, wherever.
No, it's California. It's a 22. We're talking 22. And my friend at the time, we were hanging out, and we were on a porch, and he was trying to shoot at birds or whatever the hell he was doing. Whatever it was, squirrels, I don't even know. But he was trying to do that, and I'm just standing around like listening to this gun that like doesn't sound loud at all. Now, I can tell you for a fact that 22 subsonic round in a little bolt action rifle is like a junior model or. Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember.
Some little
It's a little guy one. You know what I mean? It like looked like a BB gun or something like that.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I've heard pellet guns 3 times louder.
Oh yeah.
So that shit was quiet as fuck, and that had no suppressor, silencer, or whatever on it, and it had this subsonic round. It was just like, that actually did sound like it. But we were also talking about this little baby round with way less
22.
powder.
Well, you got to think about a 22 and think about a 223.
Yeah, same size.
It's 1 millimeter
yeah,
bigger.
Yeah. They're the same size,
but
roughly.
it's like it's
use the same bore brush.
Difference is like holy fuck.
Well, yeah, you're talking about like this much powder to like that much powder, right? Like, it's a whole different level.
Talking about like a to like a wow,
whammy.
Whammy.
And then we'll go 7.62 and 308 and whatever. Like, that's a whole nother level of shit, right?
Oh, sure.
30-06. Then we're talking big boy guns. That's the high power rifle. So, yeah.
The point is that guns are fucking loud, and even if you put a suppressor on it, a silencer, they're still not that fucking quiet. You can't shoot a suppressed 9mm in one room and not have everyone hear it in the fucking house. Right. They all are going to know something just fucking happened.
You're leading right into that very last thought I was going to get. When we interrupted our own selves, that was awesome.
Good.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was one of the points I was going to make earlier. But, yeah, so now you're indoors. And when you shoot that fucking gun, right?
Pressure.
Dude, the pressure, the fucking sound, all that stuff shooting indoors. Now when you're shooting with a suppressor or whatever, yeah, it's still going to be loud as fuck, but we're talking like decibel level wise,
Yeah.
it's going to be way below that. And that's why when you see like SWAT teams and tactical teams going with like MP5s, they always have a suppressor on there, and so they don't need that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it is a good thing. But I mean, like, for people's safety, for their hearing safety, like, what's wrong with the suppressor? Like, I don't get it. It's harder to, so one, it's like we were saying, it's harder to conceal, so now you can visibly see that they have a gun. So you're
bigger.
Yeah. Oh, you're adding like usually a foot onto the damn gun or so.
Straight up, yeah.
You know, so you're making it more visible that you actually can see they have a gun. So in the sense of like, even if it was we were talking about law enforcement, now you're defining that there is a fucking long gun involved or a submachine gun or a pistol, whatever, but it has a longer barrel. So you're already defining that. So that would make more sense in the statist mind. And then on top of that, now you're getting the safety of not like something goes bump in the night, I should say. Now I can pick up my gun and I don't have to worry about like hearing after the fact that I shoot, because I might need to hear the 911 operator.
We're not allowed to go bump stock in the night anymore.
Nice.
I had to.
Yeah, obviously, or silent in night.
No more silent nights in California.
You can't listen to the Christmas Carol Silent Night while using bump stock going bump in the night.
Bump in the night.
Yeah,
bump stock in the night.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not going to happen because Trump. So basically, what we're saying is fuck Trump.
Fuck Trump, dude.
Yeah. Literally on our like little display thing, it says "fuck Trump."
It does. It actually does.
It didn't even say the topic. It just says "fuck Trump." But we knew what it was about.
The thing is like, I just wish I had some friends that were more intelligent that would actually listen to all the shit that I have to say, because I've literally we talked about it on the live stream. I've lost friends. I've lost friends.
Yeah, we talked about
this
this
on
on
the live stream. I'm a
stream.
fucking Trump supporter.
Yeah.
And it's like,
but we're here saying "fuck Trump" like, all the time.
Like I can go fuck himself.
Like at least every other show we say it.
Pretty much every show. I'm pretty sure we say
but I mean, like, I feel like we really drive it home every other show.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, so I mean, like, dude, the whole
fuck your two-party system.
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck.
And here's what's fucking crazy is like, so I came from that more conservative world where there was like we were pro-gun, all this stuff, and everyone when Trump was running was all talking about like, oh, he's gonna be the gun guy. Oh, so Jamie, that was another thing. If you can you go back to that story real quick and then scroll down to the bottom? Trump's son. That's what we need to talk about for a second.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's just talk about it then.
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't want to.
Oh, you closed it?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So Trump's son, when he was running, was all pro NRA, all shooting, all hunting.
Pro suppressors.
Yes, pro suppressors, trying to push the act to push that out. So
the Hearing Act, mind you.
Exactly, which what we were talking about. But then turns around and like he basically took a dump. He lost 10 years of his memory. Shitting on his son is basically what I'm trying to say.
Asian. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But it's just what happened.
Yeah, so I think it's crazy that they came out. And so when we brought up the son thing, it was like when he was running, that was what they're trying to push. And I know because all my friends that are more Republican or conservative were like, oh, Johnny, you got to be for him because he's this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, yeah, first off, we'll see about that. Second off, he's a fucking statist, so I don't give a shit.
We are seeing about that now. So
this is all proof.
Yeah. So what it boils down to is in 2016. Okay, that's when Donald Trump was like super pro gun. We're pro Second Amendment. We're not going to take your guns away from you. It's very important. This, that, the other thing. His son goes on his own campaign and is like, suppressors are badass. He literally was quoted on that article. You guys can fucking go back and reference it. Saying that. I hope that suppressors get more little kids into the game of hunting.
Yes.
Because he wants to get, literally trying to get guns into the hands of children, okay? Which is fucking sweet if you ask me.
2 thumbs up from the Johnny and Jamie show.
Jesus Christ. but then now his old man is like,
go
all
fuck
that
yourself.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So we all thought Donald Trump couldn't be fucking bought. What the fuck is happening now, America? Fuck you, dude.
Nice.
Straight up. Fuck you, man.
Yeah, I like it. Jamie's fired up, bro.
This is the same people that were like, you know what? I like him because he's a straight shooter. He tells me shit that I want to hear. It's like,
as long as he don't have a bump stock or a silencer on that bad boy, he's a straight shooter.
So he's anti fucking freedom, and if you don't fucking realize that, who are you? Who are you?
Yeah,
do you even know what you believe in?
You know
and
what it
why?
is? You know what? Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's because they're just here. Well, we talked about even on the live stream. People don't want to be wrong, right? They want to always have that like, okay, I'm a conservative, so I'm pro-gun. I'm this, that, and the other thing. So now I voted for Trump because I
pro-life and all that.
Exactly,
shit,
right? But now I voted for Trump because of guns, right? But now what's happening? Now suppressors are fucking gonna be pushed to be
Dude,
illegal,
and anybody,
bump stocks are illegal. What's next? Magazines? Where do we stop with that?
Anybody that has a fucking decent head on their shoulders that voted for Trump, that is considered
that takes their ego and emotions out of it.
They would just be like, "Oh, fuck that guy."
Right.
But they don't.
Yeah, that would
but
be.
They don't.
That's called having integrity.
But they don't.
They
though.
don't. No, they don't.
They're like, no, he's my guy, and he's doing this. Yeah, I may not like what he's doing, but he's doing it because he thinks it's the best thing. And it's like, who the fuck is he to fucking tell you what's
so
the best
this is
for
the
you?
great example, okay? And I'm not going to try to toot my own horn, but this is what I ended up doing. So I've told this story a few times on the podcast, but basically what happened was when the Patriot Act passed back in the early 2000s with the War on Terror.
After 9/11.
Exactly. I was in the Republican conservative circle, and I kept hearing everything about, like, freedom and liberty from my party at the time, right, from the Republicans. And so I heard all that, and I was like, this is awesome. And then all of a sudden, I hear the Patriot Act. Now we're going to spy on people. Now we're going to watch people, and we're going to collect data. And I was like, wait a minute.
And let me just step in there for a second. Most of the time when people justify that, they're like, well, I don't have anything to hide because I'm a law-abiding whatever.
And I never bought into that story ever once. And I wouldn't be here today if I bought into that story.
I used to take that pill, dude. I never considered myself to be conservative, but I definitely used to take that pill. I don't understand why it's a big deal if I don't have anything to hide. And it's because I should be allowed to have shit to hide. Fuck you.
So this is a great point. So now that we got that part out of there, but basically what we can look at is like, okay, so if you have nothing to hide, okay, so maybe you were a bump stock owner. Maybe you were a silencer owner, suppressor, whatever. Maybe you're a high-capacity magazine owner in the non-free states.
Yeah.
Or freer, I forgot.
Regular
you can't say free. Freer states.
Yeah.
Maybe you have something or a gun on a list that's not supposed to be whatever, right?
In California.
Now what happens when they're fucking listening to you?
Now you're a criminal.
Exactly. Now you're a felon or a misdemeanor, whatever, depending on whatever state you're in or whatever. And that goes on to anything else. Like, it could be a drug. It could be a food. Because we can even talk about non-pasteurized fucking milk. Like, we can go on to collecting fucking rainwater. So this doesn't have to be just a gun issue, right? This could be anything.
You're absolutely right.
So now they ban that shit. And if they're listening into you, which they are, because we all let them like, oh, it's no big deal, I got nothing to hide, now all of a sudden you're a criminal. And anything that you think is legal one day can change the next day, and now you're a fucking criminal.
Yeah, and regardless
That's how you think rationally, right? People aren't thinking that way.
And regardless of whether or not you were doing it on the day that it was illegal, they can still say, well, you did it then, so what makes it you not doing it now?
Right.
And so you're a fucking criminal.
Well, the gun ones are just because we're talking about guns. It's really easy to, think of, like, for an example.
Dude, I'm pretty sure the gun thing is why we're shadow banned. The gun thing,
sure.
and then obviously the politics thing.
Yeah, well,
like,
I think we're shadow banned for the whole show.
We're probably shadow banned for a lot of reasons.
And the pooping. I think there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of reasons.
Yeah. So what we're saying right now is
fuck YouTube.
like, subscribe, share, and share it with people because that's the only way it's going to get out there. But
please.
So like for an example is like one day you own this gun part. So it's let's just say one like collapsible stocks. And I'm talking federally. So you're in the whole country, right?
Right.
So you own a fucking
big
collapsible.
one.
Exactly,
big one,
yeah. So you own your collapsible stocks. So then the next day they go, okay, now it's a felony if you don't turn it in. So now you're a criminal for doing nothing. It was legal for all these years, and now all of a sudden you're a felon.
Literally, give it to me or go to jail and possibly die.
It's like all in the name of safety.
How much of a fucking bully do you have to be? Do you like
statists are the biggest bullies.
I paid money for it. It's not like a buyback or anything where they're like, we'll give you money to take it out of society. They're like, give it to me now or you go to jail or we kill you. It's like, are you fucking out of your mind?
Right.
Try to take my property from me.
Yep.
That's the only time I'll ever have an issue with anything is, no victim, no crime. I'm not doing anything to hurt anybody. As long as you aren't doing the same thing and that person that maybe you are doing that to doesn't ask me to help them, then we're never going to have a fucking issue, right? That's kind of how it is.
Yep.
That's how I see free market. That's how I see privatization of security.
Oh, it's
everything.
So beautiful.
Everything.
Just when you said that like let all this freedom. I was all status I was like, and then you just like, it's like someone turned the air conditioning on in a hot car right there.
It is one of those things where it's like if you like I could see two people fighting in the street, and I'm like, well, they got some shit they're handling.
Yo, solve that shit.
I'm minding my own fucking business. Now, one of them...
Yeah, some start stomping someone's head in the concrete, I might step in.
One of them... Right. Yeah, exactly. When it's like a one-sided fucking fight.
Yeah, for sure.
One of them looks at me and is like, can you help me? I'm about to die.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's my choice. I could literally fucking look the other way, or I can go in there and fucking help him out. But it's like, I'm not going to just jump in for no fucking reason.
Yeah, exactly. Captain
Save-A-Ho. Dude, I'm on that level of minding my own fucking business, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You see two people, they're having an altercation. Not my fucking problem. Unless somebody needs help or that I can justify it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, I'm not gonna fucking jump in there be a fucking hero. Heroes only work in the fucking movies, and half the time they end up dead anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck, man. You know how that shit works in real life?
I feel like
not as good.
Yeah, I think you need a Johnny Doe rant session, but it'll be Jamie rants on whatever. Right?
Being a fucking hero, minding your own business.
A Jamie rant. Oh, that was awesome. That was a good one. I like it.
Might not be bad.
Yeah.
You might cut that up later.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, chop it up, make it its own little special there. I like it. All right. So, is there anything else you want to add on that?
I'm pretty sure I beat the shit out of that one.
Yeah, I think we did. So what we're saying is fuck Trump.
Yeah,
basically.
fuck Trump, dude.
Yeah, let people defend themselves however they fucking see fit. There's no reason for having a fucking government come in or a collective of any sort or an individual even of any sort to tell you what you can and cannot use to defend yourself.
I think that in order to defend yourself, you should be allowed to use like real life sticks of dynamite.
Sure.
Or something like
whatever you want, man.
The most preposterous thing you could think of. Yeah. You should have a quicksand moat around your house.
There
like
you go.
Quicksand's not even real.
Right.
Like, I mean, maybe it is. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
around your bunker that looks like a fucking 1950s badass.
1914?
Yeah, well.
I had to dump.
I think it was
there.
built in 1914, but it was
Probably.
designed like a 1950s. I think. Yeah.
There it is. It was ahead of
But
its
I mean,
time.
like that place was fucking pimp, bro. I would love to live in that motherfucker, that bunker.
That bomb shelter?
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck yeah, dude. That was awesome.
15,000 square feet.
Fuck.
That's huge,
bro. And then the whole outside, and then the other building.
Insane.
Fucking awesome,
Insane.
bro. It's a lot of shit storage in there too. I bet.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hit you guys with a little bit of humor before we wrap up for the break. And then we'll come back for the second half here. So this one is another fail sesh. We got some sleds, some toboggans.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let me take the volume down a little bit and let's see what these fucking kids do.
Have to say.
Let's see what they. All right.
I think we've all been there.
I've definitely been there.
Yeah.
That laugh was pretty good.
Oh, surprise! Like, yeah.
Good. I like how he just came out like sideways.
Let's see this one.
Oh, they kind of carved it out. Oh, she's picking up some speed. Oh, oh okay.
Oh, wah wah.
Not that bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could see that happening
Bass.
to all of us, actually.
Yeah, bass.
We need more face plants.
Oh, I hate when that.
Oh, shit. Was that shoes?
Shoes.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, you're going to.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Dude, that was awesome. That was a good one.
Crushed it.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Dude, the jumps just fail every time.
She slid on her face pretty good on that
she
one.
probably pooped herself.
There's like no snow on that
Oh,
grass.
this one's sketch as fuck. Yeah, it's like ice and melted. Yeah. His face is all like wide mouth and shit. Or her. Pink pants. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's inner tubes.
Oh, yeah. Those are the. Oh, yeah. Bro, I was just going to say the problem with inner tubes is you can't steer them, and sure enough.
Oh, he's getting run over.
Oh, yeah. He's
going over to that kid.
Clip him.
Woo!
Yes.
Oh my God.
Though the discs. You used to go so fucking fast on those things.
This kid ripped.
Come on.
It's like.
That was a shitty video.
What was that?
It was a terrible video.
What in the fuck? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Her hat came popping off.
Yes.
Oh, take him out. Gotta do this.
Bowling.
Do it.
Bowling.
Oh, this
the cameraman.
fucker fell. Oh.
That was shaping up to be something good.
I thought it was going to be really good. Oh, fuck that.
The broadside of a barn.
Bro. Yeah.
Nice.
That's gonna work.
How did you not know it was the male side of the barn?
Hey,
Not the broadside.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Uh-oh, poor little
Dummy.
guy. All right, one more.
One more? Oh, yes.
Wait, is he going to punch them all? Oh. It looked like he was lining them up to sock them.
Oh,
there you go.
Christ. All right.
Wait. Tree. Perfect timing right there. All right, we got it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, all right.
That's all we got for you guys on the first half of the Grim 86 Freedom First podcast.
Episode 39.
We'll be back. Catch us in a minute. I don't know where else I was going.
A second
with
or
that.
something. Yeah.
Bye.
However I edit it.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Okay, second half. So we're just gonna fucking go right for this one here. So this is some fucking
pull this bad boy up for our viewers at home.
Yeah, let me make sure that it actually pulled up. Okay,
there it is. Oh yeah,
here it is. So the title is: After losing nearly $4 billion last year, the Postal Service on track to lose $7 billion this year. Now, if you get down into this article, it's a bunch of numbers. They're talking about how much they lost and how much fiscally they're reporting to lose and whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's all reports of profit and loss. It's all P&L bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. But the one part that really made me upset was that there's just one section here about pension. Or did I see that? Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Right here. It's not exactly news that personnel costs are driving the Postal Service financial problems, okay? The agency has $100 billion in unfunded pension liabilities and, quote-unquote, no clear path to profitability. So, and that's according to a White House statement.
Right.
Last year. This is something that should be very scary for otherwise federal employees, I guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, you work for the post office, right? You have the USPS. You have a government job, technically.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a government job. You're unionized. You are paying into a collective. You have all these benefits. There's a lot of stuff that's good for you there. But what happens when, because they are a business ultimately, and then ultimately controlled by the Fed, right? When they realize that you have paid all this money into taking care of yourself when you're old, and they don't find that money to be profitable for them anymore, what happens to your pension?
Get fucked.
Get fucked.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, if the government goes bankrupt, then everyone that works for the government is up shit's creek without a paddle, right?
It's what a lot of people don't understand is like they have these cushy jobs or whatever, but it's like you realize a government job is still, you still work for somebody, and that one somebody is still most persuaded by profitability. And if you cease to be profitable, they're going to get rid of you. And they don't give a fuck about how much time or money or effort that you've paid into that company. Everyone's fucking replaceable, and that's terrifying. That's terrifying.
But most companies in this situation, they would go belly up, and they would just
wouldn't
close
be
their
around
door
anymore.
They'd close their doors.
Yeah.
But because
but USPS, they're going to be around forever because it's government.
Yep.
So all the lawyers and lawyers, all the employees, they all get fucked. But the shareholders and the CEOs and CFOs and all the people that are running the actual company, they're still going to have a job. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then it's just a matter of, well, we got rid of everyone below them. Mm-hmm. Now let's rehire and rebuild our workforce. You're just punishing the public that were head over heels, love their job, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And now it's like, oh, we're just going to get rid of all of them regardless of how many years they fucking served our company, and then we're just going to hire all new people at lower wages so that it's more profitable. And it's like, dude, it's business, man.
They do that stuff with all the branches of government, right? Like with the teachers, with the law enforcement, anything like that, right? They're always going to do that stuff. And it's like, then what happens when that, so like if the private, like what I was saying is like if that private business fails, they close up shop, someone else springs up out of that, right? Like a free market solution,
You would think so, yeah.
But here, that doesn't happen, and they're beating a dead dog kind of thing. They just keep throwing money at a problem that's already a bottomless hole.
Right. Well, because so we did have like a little bit of free market with that, where we have Federal Express, we have UPS, we have
because they're private, right? Yeah,
right. We got
competition,
DHL, right?
Yeah. Plus, and what we were saying before this is that we were saying that like what's putting them out of business? Well, you got the internet with emails, right? So you don't need to mail every goddamn bill and everything like that.
Parcel,
right?
As it were.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have to do that, and we also can use FedEx and UPS, right? So there's that. So we're going right back into that whole thing where like the free market has all these different solutions, right? But like the government version of it doesn't. It's one answer, and it's a bottomless pit of money.
Well, it's one answer that ultimately gets paid for by money that you don't have any say where it goes.
No, exactly.
Is my money going towards USPS, or is my money going towards the roads? Or is my money going towards your health care?
Yeah, or
is it going towards
or whatever.
the schools?
Right.
Like you don't fucking know.
Right. Or handout programs or whatever.
You
don't know.
You don't fucking know. You don't get to know, and they're just like, fuck you.
And it's not voluntary.
Yeah. You can't opt out of it. That's one of the things that you need to understand is that like if you cannot opt out of the service, what makes it okay? Like on a principle level. If it's something that I'm doing for the collective, even if I wanted to do it for the collective, if there's no way for me to say I don't want to do that anymore, at what point is it them literally holding a fucking gun to my head and stealing from me?
It is. That's exactly what it is.
And if I don't,
you can't opt out.
You can't opt out. And if I don't fucking do it, guess what happens? Men with guns will come and take me and put me in a fucking box, right? So it's
science.
It's science.
Yeah.
We're just fucking beating a dead horse at this point.
I feel like a lot of people aren't understanding it though. So
I feel like the people that watch this show understand it.
Yeah, to a degree. No.
I want to see statist reactions to the Grim 86 Freedom First podcast. That's what I want to see. Hey, I got a project for you guys.
You got
a friend or a family member or something. Please put on an episode of our show and just film them. And then send it to us, and we'll play the shit on the podcast because I would love to see.
Get their consent.
Obviously, right? It has to be voluntary.
Yes.
But it's like, I feel like all the freedom fighters at home, all of our viewers, all of us, we all like agree on a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? I want to see someone get mad at our show. If you know anybody, you're like, oh yeah, like they're like just watch the show. They're like these super funny guys or whatever, and they're attractive.
Lie to them.
Yeah, just lie to them. lie to them.
Yeah, what we're saying is lie.
And then just film their reaction, like right when we start talking about Trump or something, something political.
Or do your research and find something that you know that will trigger that person.
Oh man,
yeah.
You guys got 39 fucking episodes you could skip through and just find.
Yeah, in our description it says what each show is about, so you'll find something that's relevant to what will trigger that person.
I don't get. I understand that you're not going to get someone to watch a whole fucking 2 hour
So find
podcast.
that segment. You know what I mean?
So find like a 2-minute segment or a rant or one of those things that Johnny Doe does. Do one of those and just fucking watch it and just film them. I want to see people get so fucking triggered. I want it in my life like so bad. I want to see people get mad, dude.
Yeah.
Like straight up mad. Like, there's a reason we're fucking shadow banned. That means enough people or enough algorithms, whatever the fuck.
At the time, we had 134 viewers or subscribers.
Followers, yeah.
That's it. And we got shadow banned. So that's saying something right there.
That means there's enough people.
We weren't even on the radar, but apparently we are.
Either with an algorithm or enough people that actually listened to what we said. Fucking hashtag statism. They looked it up because they were actually interested in it and they saw our shit and they're like, fuck. I don't know. There was enough that like we got fucking shadow banned. So I mean, yeah, dude, I don't know.
Awesome.
Fucking piss people off with our fucking bullshit. It's hilarious to me.
Yeah,
I would love to fucking go toe to toe with like anybody who has anything to fucking say negatively about the show. I'm genuinely entertained by the fact that like that might be a thing.
Yeah, I like it.
That's why we do a fucking live stream. Yeah. We literally didn't do this for a year. For 1 year, we didn't do anything live to make sure that we had our fundamentals and our principles down, and now we open it up, and people are like...
So speaking of what you just said...
Fucking crickets.
Happy birthday.
Happy podcast
1 year
birthday.
Is how old we are.
I know, it's fucking awesome.
So, yeah. And we got banned less than a year.
Yeah.
We got banned less than a year in.
Less than a year in, dude.
Shadow
It was
ban.
like 6 months in or some shit like that. I mean, well, who knows how long it actually took for that to happen. But
well, when we started noticing the numbers dropping
it's
and
like
stuff.
2 months ago, probably. Yeah.
So probably like 7-8 months in, we were already shadow
Fucking
banned.
ridiculous.
Crazy, right? Yeah, shout-outs. We had to jump right into that one because we were talking about that one.
Okay, yeah.
But we'll do some shout-outs. Steven, John, what up, bro? Ian, Andy, what up? Bo, thanks for being on the live stream. Kenny, Aaron, Chris, all their other freedom fighters.
Kind of weird, all the stuff. I'm going to shout out to Jennifer. Shout out to Ashley and Chase. Shout out to Missy and Todd. Shout out to Valerie. And shout out to my boy Brandon. Actually, he might be watching. Shout out to Kurt. Yeah, we'll see if they stick around long enough to listen to some of our bullshit.
Right on. Shout out to Joel. He's a normal watcher of the Freedom Fighting show here.
You shout out to Corey?
No. Oh my God, how did I forget?
I got to give Corey.
He's our live stream man right there.
Yeah, Corey's fucking on it, dude.
He's on it, bro.
I want to have a beer with that guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy that guy a beer.
There you go.
Up.
There you go. You heard it here.
That's what's gonna have to happen.
You heard it here. Shout out to withoutrulers.co on the Instagram. Check him out. Great ass fucking page. I love it. And then brokenarmory.com. You guys are interested in the 80% lowers? Go check them out.
80% freedom, baby.
Yeah. 80% freedom.
So go ahead and while we're doing our capitalism, go ahead and make sure you guys check us out. All sorts of social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, SoundCloud, Pornhub, Patreon, and now new on Spotify. Please check out the Grim 86 Freedom First podcast on Spotify. If you guys see it up there, Spotify's a little weird with how I can post it on there. There's one that has the black and white logo of the Grim Reaper. That's not the one you want. The one you want is the one that's the logo of the text where it says Grim 86 Freedom First Podcast. That one actually has all of the stuff
the shit
that is on SoundCloud on there. So if you didn't know by now, Johnny Doe takes extra special care in making an MP3 version of the podcast that has less visuals and less bullshit in it, and making it for mobile on the go type
the actual
of listening.
podcast. Yeah,
actual podcast, because this is technically a video cast. If you really want to get on there. And you can listen to it on SoundCloud. But if you don't want to deal with that, you want to go with something more mainstream on Spotify, you are more than welcome to listen to us on there now. So
you're welcome. Is what you're
check
saying.
it out. Yeah, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
So check that shit out.
Go fuck yourself, and you're welcome.
If you want a badass shirt like the one that I'm wearing, please go to shop.spreadshirt.com//
I'm going to step off screen. Continue.
Grim86. And that will be in the description below, so make sure you check it out. And we're going to have some badass merch up there. We just got the Freedom Fighter merch going on. This one is a new one. That's the go ahead and hold the straps up so you can kind of see it's a tank top. This is our ladies premium tank top there. That is going to be, it is on sale already. If you guys want to rock that logo, you can buy the ladies premium tank and ladies premium t-shirts, and as well as a couple other different garments. Yeah. All with the same logo that I'm wearing here, with that color scheme where it's white with the black outline instead. Lots of different options.
Yeah, like the reverse of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can even get this bad boy, this guy up here, on your shirt. Our a beautiful model, Kristen, did our last photo shoot, and she was actually nice enough to model this particular design for us. Yep. And it looks fabulous. Check it out. They're like $20 and some change.
Yeah, that's usually what they are. They're around 20. For the guy shirts are a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, like 20, 25, I guess, like 23, 22, whatever. And then plus shipping.
And they're at the lowest mark price that we can make it.
Right. Yeah, we are no longer charging markup for the design. There is inherently Spreadshirt does give us money for the design as it is on the market, but I'm telling you, like, I get like $11 every month for it or some shit like that. It's like not anything that is profitable.
It buys one of his 32s.
Yeah, it buys one. That's just for having it up there, but we are not charging anything additional. Right. So this is just, it's basically like just
as low as we can do it.
Legally, they have to give us that or whatever, but we're not charging anything extra. We used to be charging $5 a shirt we would make on top of what they would make, but now we're not doing that anymore. We just said, fuck it. We just want to get our merch out there to you guys as cheap as possible. And until we can actually either buy a silkscreen machine or find a friend that has one or some shit, like we'll eventually do full-size runs and whatnot. But as of now, shop.spreadshirt.com/Grim86. Buy yourself some merch. Get yourself some fucking ass.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Basically, that's what he's saying. Yeah. And I'm sorry I didn't model the shirt. I know it's holding it up in front of me, but I skipped cardio, so yeah, I missed like 2 cardio days. So
that's okay.
Yeah, it happens.
We're allowed to have our fat days.
Yeah, sure. I have a lot of them. So
let's just go ahead and pull it up.
Yeah.
So this is kind of terrifying. This is so listen, Johnny.
It's not kind of terrifying.
Johnny, this life it finds a way.
Sure. Yes. Little Jurassic.
Some
you know
fucking
I mean? Yeah.
Some
life always finds a way to destroy you.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
You can't get away from him. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? So go ahead, read us into this one.
All right. So basically, what happened? This is just like the basic, quick version of this. Is they had an anaconda in captivity in a zoo, and it was in its own container, aquarium, whatever it was they were storing him in, her. And then they also had another female one in another tank, but there was no males around or anything like that. And this motherfucker found a way. Found a fucking way, Jamie, to fucking reproduce. So this bitch had fucking babies. So it's like you could kill all the killer snakes in the world, but they're still going to fucking find a way.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
It doesn't even fucking matter.
Yeah.
They're just going to reproduce asexually.
Yes.
They just lay eggs, and then, well, what the fuck?
Right.
You can't hide from them.
No.
You can't get away.
No.
They're
nipping at your heels.
These motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah, so we just wanted to, like, really what this one was just a warning. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of like to stay out of the water, and these motherfuckers are in the water, by the way. So
anacondas are like swamp snakes.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
They're like
I saw that movie.
Oh, dude, that movie was fucked up.
It was horrible.
There was that one dude had the fucking giant black wasp in his throat or something.
There you go.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck that. And they had to cut it.
Yeah, they had to get in that bitch.
Gave him a fucking tracheotomy.
Yeah. But yeah, basically it's like, okay, so this is one of the biggest killer snakes there is in the world. Like thousands and millions of people die every day from this snake.
Fuck.
Don't quote me on that.
Thousands of millions
a day. But yeah, I mean, basically, like, how the fuck does this?
That's about how many people die from mass shootings. Is what we're led to believe.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. From,
thousands of
from
millions
fucking
a day.
Assault rifles.
From assault rifles.
Yes. And basically, this is the worst part about this whole.
From adjective noun.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. But the worst part of this story is that you could go to an anaconda female, right? And you go fuck yourself. And she just fucking did, and then fucking spit out a bunch of killers. Like, yeah, you go fuck yourself, right? I feel like that's what we learned here.
I feel like I'm fucked, is what it is.
He knows he's fucked now. Yeah.
That's a son of a bitch.
She just shat out a bunch of fucking babies after you say go fuck yourself.
She's like
on command.
Okay. You're like, what? I didn't. Fuck.
She's like, okay, go die.
Damn it.
And then they strangle you out, swallow you whole, and your feet are hanging out their mouth. And
fucking knock my shoes off and everything.
Stay out of the swamp water is what we're saying.
Stay out of fucking all
water.
sorts of waters.
Yeah. Yeah. Your bathtub is sketchy because we saw those spiders in that one video.
That's pretty sketch. I don't really know how I feel about bath.
Shower is like the quickest way in and out of that situation.
Just because there's the least amount of pooled water possible.
Yes.
Like it's the least amount of stagnant water.
Yeah.
And that's why, that must be why I take showers.
And when you do it, like jump in and cover your shit. You know what I mean?
You got to cover your junk.
And then jump in there, scrub off real fast, and jump the fuck out of there.
Get the fuck out of there. Make sure you turn the water off.
We have a bunch of stinky freedom fighters now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're welcome nonetheless. You're alive, though.
Yeah, please.
But did you die?
Please do regularly bathe, freedom fighters. But I mean, just limit your time in there. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, sure.
Just go quick.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
You're welcome.
Fuck snakes, dude. That's going to be part of the wrap-up.
Oh, man. That's a good one. All right, and so speaking of these aquatic creatures.
No.
Our next one.
No. All right, yeah. All right, we have to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and just play the video for you guys. This fucking guy. So apparently.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, in Florida.
Yep. Well, imagine that.
Yeah, weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the end of an airport runway.
Mm-hmm.
Your local golf course, which is going over things that are in Florida.
Right, exactly.
Georgia resident found his family and his family rather found a gator on one of those giant inflatable alligator pool toys,
just chilling.
Yeah, he's just
sunbathing,
hanging out up there, dude.
I like it. I think that's pretty cool.
What happened was they eventually called a wrangler out and they fucking got him out of the pool.
Right.
But like the fact that the alligator was hanging out on an alligator,
maybe he thought he was mating
on a fake. Yeah, he's probably getting one on, dude.
Sure,
rubbing one out.
Yeah, who are we to judge?
Fucking, that's fine.
Yeah, I was like, alligators are individuals too, Jamie. Get it. Get it.
He's allowed to get all the gator sex he
Sure,
wants.
yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but can you imagine, bro, like walking out to your pool, like say you have your pool in your backyard, you walk out, and you have your little floaty in the fucking the pool, and there's a fucking gator on top of your floaty gator.
Could you, like...
What are the chances of that?
Here's the thing.
And they were like reversed cowboy or cowgirl or whatever.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
Whatever that position is.
Could you even really, like... you only have yourself to blame.
Right.
If you had a giant inflatable alligator in your pool, and then like
you're asking for it,
and then there was an
Yeah.
alligator on that.
Well, it's like
alligator.
people that do duck hunting and they have the decoys out, right?
Right,
So that's
yeah.
basically what they did.
Yeah, so it's like, come on.
So
like,
you're a fucking idiot.
Like you didn't
Yeah.
think that maybe one day that might actually have
Sure.
a real alligator on
Yeah.
it? I don't know. I just feel like
Don't put a fucking white shark blow up toy in your fucking pool.
get that shit the
Yeah,
fuck out of
yeah,
the water.
yeah.
The fuck out of here.
Giant orca fucking one.
Stab it with
Yeah.
a fucking
Yeah.
pen. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
You guys are just, you should know better by now. Right? I mean, obviously someone in Georgia, it said Florida at the beginning, but obviously it went into Georgia there. But yeah, he was cute. He was a little guy. He was cute. But like, I mean, can you imagine if it was a little bit bigger? That would be.
He was not the largest one, but
No.
I mean, like,
Oh, he'd take your
holy
finger
fuck.
off. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not. Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
gonna fucking be a happy
He ain't
camper.
no saint.
No, I don't
He's
wanna
still a
fuck with that.
killer. Killer in
Still
training.
a fucking alligator.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Right.
They get a hold of you and they just start fucking doing that spinny shit in the
Yeah.
water. Your arms off. Like,
yeah,
it
imagine if that was one of your nuts.
Oh, god damn.
You're welcome for the visual.
That was a rough one. I was like, for a second, not so bad. Then okay, now it's hurting.
Yeah, just
That's,
spinning. Yeah.
You gotta go easy
Yeah.
on the boys.
Yeah. Fuck up the acorns down there. You know what I mean?
The figs.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be some fucking some capitalist free market bullshit.
Right, yeah.
It's awesome.
And like good bullshit.
Yeah, some good bullshit. I'll go and pull it up.
Free market is fuck shit, bro.
So right here, so what it is in this article, this little thing
Square.
right here, this little square,
Yeah.
is a domicile. Okay, it's a residence. It housed two people.
Right.
This giant fucking Navy boat and this fucking, soft team of SEALs or whatever the fuck
the
came
Thailand,
out there. Taiwanese.
Special forces type guys.
Or Taiwanese. Yeah, Thailand.
Yeah.
Thai, as
Yes.
it were.
You
SEALs.
talk Thai very well.
I talk Thai.
Yeah.
Jack talk Thai.
Yeah, there you
go. Yeah, they came out there to fucking seize this asset. The couple was not there. They were actually hiding in Thailand.
Yeah.
One American, one Thai, and they are basically trying out this new thing called seasteading. So, if you want to go ahead and like kind of explain,
so
what that is.
basically this couple they were hanging out there. They've built this, so this is kind of like the guinea pig model, right? Like your test model and all that. So they're hanging out there. They're trying to get everything going and whatever and try to feel this out for like the wave of the future because what we're always talking about, like all joking aside, is like how do we press forward technology? How do we do all this stuff? Like we want this free market and all that stuff. Well, these people actually put their money and their lives where their mouth is. And so this design for this this shelter, I guess is what you want to call it, a little home, basically has a real thin pole that goes down to the sea bottom, and it holds it up, and it has very minimal rock. Like, so if you had a boat anchored or whatever, it would, it would get you sick and all that. Where this has minimal rock in the water.
Yeah.
So
it's mitigated
exactly
by the anchor sort.
Exactly. So these people built this, and then they got heads up from somebody, I guess, is the way I interpreted it, that they knew to get the fuck out of there. So they went into hiding when they got raided. Now they're getting raided. Now keep in mind, this isn't in their Thailand's border, like their actual like water. This is in international waters.
Right. So there should be no fucking
yeah, it's still
rules.
in there. There's some different. This part I do not understand quite, but it's in their economic waters. So I don't know what that means, but it's not in their legal.
You know what it probably means? If it's in their economic waters, it probably means that
travel?
it's with trade.
Okay.
It probably is within some sort of trade route.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
We're all speculating here.
Yeah.
But I don't know,
I have no
but
idea.
I do know it was international waters. So 14 miles off the coast of Thailand, they came and raided this thing. For what reason?
14 nautical miles.
And if I remember, I heard an interview about this. I believe the way they got the tip off was, excuse me, they saw drones and aircraft flying over, and then they knew to get the fuck out.
They're like, they saw us. Fuck.
Exactly. So basically, we're with anarcho-capitalists and people like-minded to what we are on the show, is we're always trying to figure out ways to advance ourselves, push off into the future, and make a difference, right? And let the individual prosper, right? Not having the collective or the state do something for you. So basically, that's kind of like where we're coming from. That's exactly where these guys are coming from. And now they have to flee and hide from the Taiwan government, right? And or Thailand government, and basically it's fucking crazy that like if they get caught, they're basically getting treated as if they committed treason. Is basically what it is, because it's going to be a death penalty or life in prison,
which is absolutely fucking insane. So
for doing what?
So you live in a country and you go outside of that country's fucking regime or their jurisdiction, and you have a little house out there, and then that country comes and gets you, and then you get killed? Like, what the
crazy,
fuck?
Bro.
What the fuck? Like, where does it fucking end, you guys? Like,
right.
Does nobody understand like how
exactly.
the implications of this are fucking insane? So we have homeless people that live on the side of the fucking freeway here in town. Yeah. Does that mean that you can get them because they made their own domicile that's not up to code or not any of this shit?
No, but if it was off the coast, all of a sudden it's a big issue.
Now we kill them?
Right.
Are you fucking out of your mind?
Or put them in prison for life. Either or. It's crazy.
Great. So either way, I'm paying for one of those things.
Well, yeah.
I'm paying for you to either kill them or fucking pay to house them for the rest of their fucking life.
And the team to even go, the law enforcement team to even go and do that.
Stupid.
And all they're trying to do is better, give people, think about it, right? Let me back up here for a second. Think about how big the ocean is and how much international water there is. What is the problem? No one's bothering no one.
There's not enough mind your own fucking business going on out there is really what it comes down to.
It's crazy, bro. And these are answers. So how would we live in this society? How would we do? There's one of the answers right there.
Boom.
You do your own thing.
House out in the ocean, bitch. I don't give a fuck.
Now, granted, it was a little box and all that, but it was a test model. It wasn't okay, this isn't the whole thing.
Well, so bring it into our next
play that
thing.
video?
Yeah, we're going to bring it into our next thing here.
So, real quick, this is the Seasteading Institute, and you guys should go follow them. Go find them. They have a YouTube, I believe, but I know for sure they have a Facebook. I followed it today. Check them out. Really cool thing, and it's in the Friedman family. So if you're a libertarian at all watching this, you'll know who the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, so check this
as
shit
in
out.
Milton Friedman.
You guys want to fucking see what it could be. This is a little 30-second video.
This is just political
some
systems
bullshit,
could
right?
serve humanity better than governments do today. That's why we work to enable seasteads, floating cities, which will give people opportunities to peacefully test new ideas about living together.
Check that out.
The most successful
Look at
will
that.
become thriving new societies,
modular,
inspiring change around the world. We're creating this future because governments profoundly affect our lives, and improving them will unlock enormous human potential.
Governments are
Welcome
dog
to
shit.
the Seasteading Institute.
Pretty cool. So this is just like a little promo thing that they just put out. There's other stuff. They have a ton of we saw on one of those pictures, but I've seen multiple of them where it's computer animated graphics of resorts and different things that they want to build in the future. And what's also funny about that too is that a lot of our friends and stuff will talk about zeitgeist and that kind of stuff. Well, they talk about a lot of this crap. Well, now this is an anarcho-capitalist kind of solution. Yeah, pull up a couple of those pictures real quick just so they could see what.
I'm going to.
Okay, cool.
All
right, he's going to take a second here.
Yeah. Yes, check this out, you guys. So this is these are all concepts, right? And I think some of them. I think that's Minecraft.
Well, yeah, probably. Sure. People just throw up whatever.
But it is what it is. These are all concepts, okay? Right. So it's modular housing that lives on water. And I've even so this model I've seen before.
Yep.
This one, same thing. Where they're
pull up the one second row down, hard left, the farthest one left.
Over here.
Yep. Pull that one up real quick. There you go. Look at that shit.
And there's like, and you realize that too. There's like, okay, so this is an entry point for like large boats or whatever. This is going to keep the waters very calm inside
all the big
here.
waves,
And then you have yards and area for gardening and shit. Like you can legit
self-governing.
do it. Oh my fucking god,
self-governing.
Look at these little fucking docks, dude. For
it's
like
fucking
boats.
cool as
Boom,
shit.
boom,
I think that's cool as shit.
Oh, it's so sick.
Yeah, and that's like what we talk about. We're like, we want to press into the future and like have the free market take over, right?
Yeah.
But then you have governments like Thailand.
You know what's kind of poetic about this, if you think about it, is that like we are hydrogen, right?
Yeah, exactly. I know where you're going with that.
Like, why don't we go live on hydrogen? You know what I mean? Like, how cool is that?
I'll tell you why. I'll take the joking back into this because of fucking stay the fuck out of the water.
Stay the fuck out of the water, yeah.
But in all seriousness, we'll put that joke on
like,
side
isn't
now.
that kind of poetic? Like,
it
isn't there
is.
something like romantic about that?
Exactly.
Like, it's a little bit.
Did you see what I was saying though, real quick, like about that zeitgeist thing? So like we would hear like how they want to push like that Jacques guy that runs the whole thing. He talked about all his like, and that's cool.
And I was all about him, dude.
Sure, and I like his ideas on a lot of
things. Although
it's
a socialist,
exactly. Sure, exactly. Keep everyone equal. But like, here's the thing: like, now we have this. Like, this is fucking cool, bro. Like, this is, like, can you imagine being on that shit? But you have your own rules and laws, or rules technically, self-governing yourself on this place,
dude.
Like,
and then we
fucking legit.
And then we don't have cars anymore. We literally have boats, and then we literally become pirates.
And we don't need fucking roads.
Yarr. Fuck your roads, matey. Fuck your roads, matey.
Yeah, fuck your roads.
I got the high seas there, matey. Like,
I always take it off the port bow.
Oh man, that would be
I think it's fucking awesome, dude. So yeah, this is a thing that you guys can look up if you guys are interested in this at all. Like, I think it's cool as shit. And it's just like, it kind of answers, I feel like Jamie will agree with this, it kind of answers with like, what do we do in this situation? What you know, we always get these questions, right? Like, what do we do with this? What do we do with that? It's like, well, here's one more answer. The free market's trying, because they aren't providing it. They're trying. Yeah. Because statism.
They're literally being shut down by statists
and gonna
already.
get killed.
Yeah.
For making a test of this product.
Bullshit.
Fucking crazy, bro. Fucking crazy.
Fucking awesome is what it is.
It is awesome.
Love it.
Crazy awesome. Alrighty.
In conclusion, we got one more thing to go for you guys. We have this
some UFO shit.
Yeah, you guys want to hear some UFO nonsense?
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and full screen this. We'll bring it up over here. So this is apparently some government agency admitting that they have been documenting UFOs for some years now.
Oh, yeah.
So let's check this shit out.
Look at this shit.
We'd have people come on the forums and ask all kinds of shit that we weren't allowed to answer. And I would just address other things and just fucking
bypass it.
Yeah, inundate and they would come back and be like, "What the fuck? You never said about my shit." And then we just fucking Gestapo that shit, just ignore them. Yeah, and it's like they be the only one being like, "What the fuck? Why aren't you talking about me? Or why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't you addressing this?" But they're the only one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and as long as we're appeasing the masses, they didn't fucking matter.
Well, and it's like it's kind of weird because it's like people, why do people in the first place believe in UFOs? Why do people believe 9/11 was an inside job? Why do people even, if you really want to even stretch it out even beyond that, is like, why did people think Trump was going to win? Because of distrust of the government, right?
Right.
So they all, we know here that the Trump thing was a bullshit thing, right? Like,
well, yeah,
he's a statist. It's part of the whole system.
He ran a good campaign and he fucking won the hearts of fucking a bunch of statists is what it was.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
But like, that's why people believe in like UFOs, and that's why they believe like all these conspiracies. And the problem is that like some of these conspiracies, right? Some of these conspiracies can be true. And I'm not even going to go on this part right here and say which ones I think are true and which ones aren't.
Sure,
I'll talk about it, but I mean, yeah, it's a whole other thing. But they always lean into the fact that like, oh yeah, I think that they're like, don't get another. Okay, here's what I'm saying, freedom fighters. Let me sum it up. I'll sum myself up. Don't buy into every single fucking conspiracy. Because then the next thing you're knowing is that, oh, you think all of it's because you distrust government. So on the opposite end, right, because we always get accused of that. Oh, well, your answer is going to be fuck the government because you don't trust the government. Well, yeah, sure. But that doesn't mean that I believe in all that. Like, do we land on the moon? You know what I mean? Like they just start adding all that shit up.
I mean, sure. I think we did personally, but I'm not super upset that people are like, it was all fake. I'm like,
right.
All
but
right.
But what will happen is you'll find those people, right? You'll find those ones that like believe every single conspiracy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Don't get stuck in that trap.
I think it's
just like statism.
I think it's one thing to be religious about anything.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. It's like you can be one of those guys, if you think you're woke as fuck because you believe everything anti-government, like, I don't know, man. Does that make you woke? Or does that make you kind of
the same thing?
Kind of a fucking sheep because you are believing everything that is anti the thing that you don't like.
Or the earth is flat.
Right? Oh my God.
No, but I mean, that's one of them, right?
It
is one of them, right? Because I've had tons of people say that to me. There's like, not tons. A few people say that to me. Well, how do you think the earth is round if you don't trust the government? And I'm like, because I think it's fucking round, but that's my fucking opinion. It is what it is. Does that even matter? Like, at the end of the day? No, because the principles matter.
Yeah.
What? Non-aggression principle, self-ownership. That shit matters, right?
See, that's only one of those things that somebody that's caught in an argument that they can't win is going to bring up.
And a lot of times it's not even a malicious way. It's just like, okay, you're right, I can't really defend that.
But everybody has their limit of where they're willing to let their pride be damaged. And then once you reach that threshold, they start lashing out, and it's all about, now I got to put you into a different situation where you have to defend yourself. And now here's another one.
Yeah, well,
here's
we
another one.
That, yeah.
I get it from fucking liberals all the time.
Oh, yeah, it's mainly them. But you get it from the conservatives as well.
So as soon as I take you outside of your comfort zone, I start being able to explain away some of the shit that you've been so religious about all these years. Now you got to put me into a situation where I'm defending myself, and it's like, I get it, because I'm not saying that I haven't done it myself.
Right.
But I just mean it's so petty. You know?
Here's the difference, though, Jamie. I would say that, and I'm speaking for you once again, and you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, keep it going. Run it back.
I would say that you're learning, right? So, yeah, you might have fallen into that trap. I have in my past as well. Like, multiple times, and I'm, like, older than you. You know what I mean? So I've dealt with that same fucking thing, right? Like, I've defended the state. I've defended all that stuff. But, like, at the end of the day, if you keep learning, right, and you're open-minded enough to understand, you have the active mind activated, and you're learning, you'll see those, just like I did when it was about the Patriot Act. I kind of, like, at some point, and it took a while, like, wait a minute, this is wrong. And I always had that, like, you know, you have that gut feeling something's wrong, and they're talking about, like, something. Yeah. And that was how it was for me. I kept hearing the Patriot Act stuff talk about, and then finally I was like, no, this is fucking wrong, dude. You can't talk about freedom and liberty and then do that. You know what I mean? Like that is against it.
Exactly.
So it's the same kind of thing as what you're saying, is that you did learn from that, right?
I have learned from it, yeah.
And sometimes you got to, and me and Jamie both can speak to this, both of us. You got to suck your pride up sometimes.
You got to fall on your sword, man. You really do. It's like, it's one of those things where there's been a lot of times where I've been in a debate with somebody, and they're like, well, how do you explain this? And I'm like, okay, so first of all, again, I'm not trying to give you all the answers.
Yeah, you're not social planning here.
Right? I'm like, I don't know how to explain that. But the shitty thing about, like, pride and ego, and when you come into debate or argument with somebody, is that because they gave me one question that I was honest and couldn't answer, they think that they
You haven't thought about, and here's the thing, if you thought about it for a while, you would probably be able to answer
Maybe.
Most likely. 90%
I just mean that they think they won the argument.
Yeah,
they won the debate.
Oh yeah, they do.
And
that
it's
all
like,
the time.
and part of me, like, and I almost am embarrassed to say this, but part of me doesn't want to give them the satisfaction. And so that right there is where you start moving into that negativity, where it's like, well, then how do you defend this, and how do you defend that, and how do you, like, I could give them a million other things, but I'm trying to be the bigger person, and have a conversation and say, you know what, full transparency, I don't know the answer to that. And they're like, oh, well, that's because your whole line of thought is
flawed,
is wrong.
And
it's like, no, I literally answered 25 of your questions. Mm-hmm. You gave me one that I
didn't know. Yeah.
And now I'm wrong? Like, I mean, if I corrected you 25 times and you corrected me one time, like, who's the more correct
exactly.
person?
They don't even see it that way.
They don't.
It's insanity.
All they see is that they won. And that's where the ego comes in, is because I don't want to feel like I lost, but I realize that if I keep going, it's not a productive conversation anymore.
Right.
It's now me just trying to bury them, and that's not productive. They're not going to learn anything. I'm not going to learn anything, and sometimes you just have to be the better person.
Walk away.
Yep, just walk. Just let them think that that's what they got, and then fucking hey, rock on, man. Like that's.
Well, because once
I'll come back to you with an answer with that. I don't have it right now for you. And
right,
they're like
exactly. Well, once again, the people don't want to be wrong. That's what it is.
It is, but that's the thing is like realizing that you have been put in that point where you don't want to be wrong, and then not succumbing to that same bullshit ego trip.
Well, what it is that they put the burden of proof on you to prove that you are wrong. Right now, here's the difference. So they can say they have that, right? They can go, well, where's the anarcho-capitalist or libertarian society ever been? We don't have an answer because it hasn't happened because we're going off principle, right? But we can say, which flips this exactly with what you're saying, flips this back on their head, is that we have thousands of examples where statism has failed.
Right.
So now we can just do exactly what you said. You have that 25 times that you proved them wrong and that one that you couldn't answer, right? But that's still hypothetical, and they're always asking hypothetical questions.
Every single time.
Right? And I understand that the anarcho-capitalism is kind of an hypothetical.
It is hypothetical.
Sure.
Absolutely.
But that's only in the planning of it or how we have, not the planning of it because that's not what we're about, but like the way we implement it, right? That is all hypothetical.
Sure.
But the difference is that we are coming from principle and philosophy. So it's a total different thing where their philosophy cannot stand true because
there isn't one.
Right.
There isn't one.
Yeah,
it's all laws.
Yeah, exactly. They base it off. It's exactly what I was going to say. They base it off of what the government says is right and wrong.
Yep.
And what we were saying in the live stream, who the fuck gave them the moral authority or the authority for that matter, just keep it even simpler, to control us?
Yeah, and they're just they're okay with the stagnant ruling of their selves on the populace. Like it's
exactly,
it's ridiculous. Like they don't question anything.
Exactly, and you'll ask them certain questions. I know you'll know this from this, right? So like you'll ask them a certain question, they'll go, well, yeah, I know the government's bad on this. Well, if they're bad on this, why aren't they bad on everything else? And they'll admit to like 30 things you'll say, and then they'll have one thing that they say, and they think they won the whole conversation. You're like, wait a minute. Just like you said, I just had all this stuff that I just defended, and you even agreed with it to an extent.
Right.
And then one fucking thing I'll say that you just didn't agree with, so it might not even be where I get like stuck. It'll be just something they don't agree with, and then I failed my whole thing to them.
Yep.
Presentation-wise.
Yeah, no, and that's the most frustrating thing about politics is that like
And
you know what? If everyone could, and I've been saying this a lot the past couple of shows, but if everyone could just take a step back and look at it with some objectivity, where you take your emotions out of it, and you look at it like, if you're being objective about something, it means that you are okay. So like you could not like a movie, but you could be like, was it a good movie objectively? Did it have an introduction? Did it have like a fucking middle part?
Did it get to where it needed to go?
Did it have a climax, and did it have a wrap up?
Yeah.
Like fucking objectively,
it was an alright movie.
Formulaically, it was a good movie. Did you enjoy the content? That's a different story. But like if you look at it objectively, objectively, like fuck, dude, it's like people can't look at things objectively.
No, because when they made... So this goes back into that whole thing,
emotions.
Right? Well, yes, but it goes into they don't want to be wrong. So when they made that initial statement, this movie sucked...
That's emotion, though.
Yeah, exactly. True. You're right. But that's what it always comes down. It's crazy, right? But they do that with politics. They do that with everything.
With everything. It's all... and you're absolutely right. It's just because they don't want to be wrong. And it's like, you don't want to be wrong because this movie that you liked actually sucked, or it was actually good, but you didn't like it, or the guy that you voted for actually wasn't as pro-2A as he fucking said he was going to be. Fuck Trump. I just mean, like, there's all kinds of shit that comes into it, man. It's
Well, I mean, yeah, and you can argue with, like, how you used to be or however, right? Like, so I originally, back in the day, thought that government should regulate business. Who else is going to do that? Who's going to protect the economy? Who's going to, you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff.
Well, that was back when you didn't know about a free market, right?
So I've been there. Like, I've tried to defend the state on plenty of things back in the day. But I also knew when I was wrong, at the end of the day, when I learn more,
you never would be here if you didn't.
Right. And now it's a whole different thing, right?
Yeah.
So I know it's not like I was born like, oh, I'm an anarcho-capitalist. No, I had to learn.
You know what it is, man? I think like humility is not something that you can be taught. Like, I think humility is something that you have to be shown.
Yeah.
No, you have to be shown.
Right.
Like, you can tell someone to be humble, but until they see you being humble by example, they cannot actually be that way themselves. Mm-hmm. My family, my mother, my father, humble people, for sure. And I think that's the only way that I was ever able to be the way that I am, right? But you have to see that by example. Being told to be humble is different than being shown humble.
Yeah. And some people can learn it too, for sure.
I suppose.
But I mean, I believe that is probably the easiest way.
That's my only that was my philosophical fucking bullshit of the show.
Yeah, no, I agree though. Like most people do need to be shown it. I would agree.
You have to be, because humility is such a fickle thing when it comes to today, because you're supposed to be confident in yourself, and you're supposed to be you're supposed to give yourself a lot of credit for small victories. You're supposed to do all these things for yourself because no one's going to do it for you. And in this society, I find that like it's a really weird thing. But like humility is different. Like we've talked about being humble on one of our earlier shows.
Yeah, one of the shows, yeah.
And you can be confident and not be conceited. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a huge differentiation between the two. And the answer is humility. You can be confident and be humble and not be conceited, whereas conceited is like you're entitled and you think that you're better than everybody. You're looking down your nose at people and shit like that.
Well, and so that's a funny thing too, because I feel like when I argue with statists, that they all have that like conceited kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And it's like, but how can you be conceited? You act like you came to this on your own conclusion, and they also, which has been spoon-fed to them since they were kids.
Absolutely.
And then on top of that, it's like they don't have an answer for anything. Well, I think that it's okay for this and that, and I'm giving them an answer that they've never heard before.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm thinking about stuff, and I'm talking about stuff that's different, but they don't have an answer to that. They'll be like, well, yeah, I don't agree. I'm sure you dealt with this. I don't agree because I do think the state needs to do that. I'm like, well, it's failed every time.
Well, there's people that are like, the last time I talked with people like this, they're like, well, I believe in like a little taxation. We should have a little bit of taxation. And I'm like, but don't you understand? Like, I understand that you believe in that, but like, don't you understand that the principle of it should be, I don't want to say illegal because that implies like laws, but it should be immoral.
Right.
Right. Everyone should think that stealing from someone's immoral. Now, if you want to live in a little area where a little bit of taxation is cool,
like in Thailand,
and if I'm living there voluntarily and that's cool with me, then fucking rock and roll. Do what you want to do. But I had a buddy of mine, like I talked about it last time, where he's a firefighter, and I had a huge problem with I have a problem with the way you're funded, dude. Like I straight up, you make money based off of money stolen from me and from everyone else around you. So like, how can you even feel good about doing that job if you know that the money that you are getting is stolen from people?
Because I guarantee you, he's never thought of it that way.
And he had a big fucking problem.
Yeah, of course he did.
With what I said about it.
Did.
And I commend
I get it. Yeah,
I get it. But it's like, and I get like he's doing a great job, and I'm happy for him. He's a really true good friend of mine.
Yeah.
But it's like it's one of those things where I'm not gonna fucking harp on him too much about it because like I mean we are kind of taught like from a young age that like doing
indoctrinated
that what he's doing is like a very honorable,
the noblest
job.
of all jobs.
Absolutely,
is a
firefighter, right? It's what every little boy wants to be when they grow up. And so fucking rock and roll. I'm glad that he's chasing that dream and that he got it. But it's like it just kind of sucks that like. I guess it just kind of sucks for me because now that I'm on the outside of this whole indoctrination shit, and it's like, I'm not trying to act like I'm fucking more woke than anybody else, but it's like it's one of those things where it's like, dude, fuck, like
no, you're not.
Once you start thinking about it a different way, it kind of ruins everything.
Yeah, woke is like definitely a weird term in my opinion. Like we were said on one of the shows before, it's like woke is like knowing secret societies, knowing things happen and whatever, right?
Sure.
But like being in the know and having the principles and the philosophy of what's right and wrong is a whole different thing, and that's what we're talking about. Because there could be anarcho-capitalists that don't know anything about Bohemian Grove, don't know anything about any of the secret societies, don't know any. That's fine. Like, that's cool. Like, it doesn't matter because if you're based upon principle.
I've never even heard about Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that one day.
Fucking A. Jesus Christ, that's blew my fucking mind right there. I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
That's out of
we'll just talk about it. I'm like, I don't know what it is.
That's out of NorCal, bro.
Okay. We'll talk about that one.
Secret Society thing that a bunch of, I'll just real fast just so they know. But look it up, Bohemian Grove. It's a bunch of elitists that get together and they party in the woods, and they're like the Bush crime family and all those elitists. Like, they get together. Yeah, we'll talk about it on one of the shows for sure.
Okay.
That'll be a good one. You guys,
let's wrap up this video here, and then we'll.
Yeah. Let's finish. Back to UFOs.
Yeah, fucking back to UFOs.
We got on a tangent. So it's just dude. That whole thing's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, we've talked about UFOs and shit like that before.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far into it.
Yeah, I know your stance on it.
We're trying to like wrap this whole thing up. Yeah, it just is one of those things where I'm like, I have not been shown sufficient enough proof.
Right. Exactly.
Just like ghosts.
Yeah. Exactly. Although you wear a plate carrier.
I would wear a plate carrier.
That
for sure.
Yeah. He's still on the he's skeptical, but he's like realistic. Like, I'm gonna protect myself.
I'm cautious. You know what it is?
Yeah. He jumps in the shower garbing his nuts. That's like,
I'm just saying there could be a fucking great white in there. You never
know, bro.
You never know.
You never know. They come out of that drain real quick.
That's the nickname for my dick. I'm just kidding. We talked about that earlier.
Oh,
the great white.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Terrible.
All right. So, yeah.
Nobody's called it that ever.
Check us out on our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube, obviously, our SoundCloud. What else we got? We got the Pornhub, we got the Patreon, and Spotify.
And Twitter.
Oh, and Twitter. Sorry.
Twitter and new on Spotify. Make sure that you guys check us out on Spotify. We are available for your streaming, listening pleasure on there. There are two of us on there. Choose the one that's the black logo with the white text. If you guys see it, don't choose the
on the Spotify
one.
Yeah,
on the Spotify's. I can't get that other one off there.
That's the one with just 2 episodes.
Yeah. The Spotify is hard to manage, and
he's still learning.
Yeah, I don't know it very well. So yeah, just do me a favor.
Yep.
Other than that, folks.
And then check out our merchandise.
Yeah, check out our fucking merch, dude. Shop.
Get a sweet-ass shirt.
.spreadshirt.com/Grim86.
And there's plenty of other gear, too. Like, and the link will be below, right?
Absolutely.
Make sure you thumbs up the video if you haven't. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. And once again, about the merchandise, there's water bottles, there's mouse pads,
we got buttons. We got like satchels.
There's
like
even a dog
bags.
handkerchief.
Yeah, there's onesies for your babies.
There you go.
We got all kinds of shit.
Get after it right there.
We got all kinds of stuff on there, dude. We got a couple of hats. We actually put out a new hat recently. The Freedom Fighter hat looks pretty fucking tight.
The red and black.
Black with the red bill.
Brim?
Yeah. Red bill, and it's got the red like the little
holes.
The little vent holes that are around it. It looks fucking tight, dude. It really does. I'm gonna pick one of those up myself. Yeah, red and black. Get after it. Freedom Fighter logo came out pretty good. I dig it, man. Like, just get after it, folks.
Yes.
Buy some fucking merch.
Do it.
Get yourself laid, dude. Really? I mean, who doesn't like that?
What's wrong with you virgins?
I don't know. Freedom Fighters, come on. I believe in you guys.
Yeah. All right.
You guys and you gals.
Yes.
As it were.
Everyone.
Ma'am. Everyone should get laid.
Ma'am.
It's ma'am.
All right, so wrap up.
Cool. All right, so poop comes from the asshole. Asshole.
Yeah, it sure does.
It sure does, right? Get yourself a bomb shelter, asshole. Like that one in fucking Vegas.
Dude, that thing was fucking sweet, dude.
Badass. Hey, fuck Trump. Suppressors are the shit, asshole.
Yeah, if you want a silencer, suppressor, whatever, it's like, why the fuck do you need to be regulated, right? Like, what?
There's that. Fuck anacondas, asshole. Especially if they can reproduce asexually. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you can't stop these.
That. Fuck inflatable alligators, asshole. And real ones.
I feel like that little alligator was fucking that inflatable, though. It's like his blow-up doll.
He probably would. Maybe it was.
Yeah.
He was
That's what he thought. He's all,
thing.
This is what I mailed order from FedEx, not the Postal Service.
Yeah, not from USPS.
Yeah, because he's a capitalist. He's a capitalist gator.
Capitalist gator. That should be a fucking meme.
There you go.
Gator?
Maybe we just created something.
I like that one. All right, cool. Live in the ocean, asshole. Come on.
Yeah.
Like fucking Homestead.
Freedom
check
as
that
fuck.
Shit out. Seastead, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah, check that site out. Like, check it out.
UFOs are real, asshole. And we're the fuck out of here. This has been episode number 39 of the Grim 86 Freedom First podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us once again. We'll see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.